Hello, I'm Eli Castronova. I'm an attorney in Los Angeles, California. I think that most people, when they retain a law firm, expect that the attorney themselves will handle their case. And most times, that's not true. They get handed off to a paralegal or another associate attorney who doesn't have the experience of the attorney that they thought they were getting. With my law firm, I make sure that I always make initial contact with the client, that I tell the client everything they need to know about their case. And during the pendency of their case, no matter how long it takes, I make frequent follow-ups with the clients and have personal discussions. I've heard so many stories about clients saying that I called my attorney 10 times and they never called me back, or if they did, it was a secretary or a paralegal or a legal assistant that talked to them, and they never got to talk to the attorney. I make sure that if I'm available, I will talk to my clients right away. And if I'm in court or otherwise indisposed, I will call them back as soon as I can, because I want my clients to make sure that they feel that they are being taken care of. And in my law firm, that's the way I do business. I want to tell you a story along these lines. I have a client that came to my office a couple months ago. He'd been in a Uber in the back seat, and the car was rear-ended, and he hit his head, he hurt his neck and his back, and he went to an attorney who said that he knew about Uber cases. Well, as time went on, he didn't get the kind of specialized medical treatment that he needed. He didn't get calls back from the attorney's office. And when he did get calls, it was from an underling. He started to feel frustrated. Months went by, a year went by. He continued to have low back pain, and yet this office never sent him to a spine specialist or even sent him to get an MRI of his low back. So finally, he gave up and came to my firm. Within days, we sent him to a spine specialist. He had a lower back MRI, and it revealed that he had a herniated disc in his low back. Subsequently, he got epidural injections in his back, and he is feeling improved, but eventually he may need surgery if the pain does not completely go away and lasts. And the thing is, we know these spine specialists. We know the best ones around. We know the surgeons who can do surgery if they have to, or the pain specialists who can give injections to clients to take away their pain. And we make sure that no bills are presented to the client, that the case has to resolve before there's any payment to these doctors. The other attorney that this client had been to did none of this. Also, he didn't realize the value of the case because he didn't send him to these doctors. The only way you can make sure that your client gets fully compensated is to send them to specialists when they need to, and to make sure that the coverage is there. In Uber or Lyft cases, if you're hit by another car, there could potentially be coverage up to $1 million. If you're hit by a person who doesn't have insurance and you're in an Uber or Lyft car, they have uninsured motorist coverage on those policies. If you're hit by an Uber or Lyft driver, that Uber or Lyft driver is covered by Uber or Lyft up to $1 million. So all of these things are issues that should be discussed with the clients, and we do that. We discuss their medical treatment. We refer them to excellent doctors, and we make sure that if their case is worth a lot of money, that we find out what kind of coverage the Uber or Lyft driver has, and we make sure that the clients get compensated and get paid for what they deserve.